Notice I'm not even using return to home. I don't think the bird likes it. He's investigating it. Let's get it down here. Now here come the crows again. Look at them. Yep, they got a nest around here in that tree. Oh, they're getting close to it. Okay, I'm going to stop it. Let's bring it back over here. I know the crows will probably leave it around alone when they get over here. All right, it's April 24, 2020. And getting ready to fly to try out some new features. They just came out with a new firmware. This is 05 on the firmware. And on the new Fly app, it's 1.0.8. So I got a new Fly app and a new firmware. And I'm excited about this because they've added a lot of new features. Some of those new features have to do with the camera. Most of them do. Most of them do. So let's go over that. And first of all, the thing that they've done that's really exciting is there's a new icon down in the bottom right hand corner, and this is auto. You click auto, and now you can adjust the ISO, shutter speed, and you also got your EV value just to the right of those two. So if I go into ISO, I can set that to like 100. And I could set my shutter speed to, say I wanted to go to like 50. Could there be more? There is, yes. If you go like to your camera, you can now set 24 frames a second. So you guys that like the cinematic shots can now get that 24 frames a second. I usually shoot in 30, but if I did use 30, then I would use the back over here on the shutter speed. I would probably go to 1/60th as using the 180 degree rule. In fact, let's take a look at this chart and you'll see what I mean. Okay, here we have our exposure triangle chart, and the idea here is to keep the EV down around 0. This is what's in the middle here. Keep that down around 0 while getting that cinematic look. And to get the cinematic look, in this case, we're going to use 24 frames per second, which is what you usually see at the movie theater. That's the way movies work. And this causes a little bit of motion blur, which gives us that sense that we're at the movies. So the first thing we need to do is go into our camera settings and change that frame rate to be 24 frames per second, which we can now do because this feature has been added to the Mavic Mini. So we do that. And then we're going to make the shutter speed twice as much as the frame rate, and that's the 180 degree shutter rule. So to do that, we have to go into that setting, and you'll notice here that we only have 1/50th. We don't have 1/48th. So we'll choose 1/50th for that. Now if we were going to use 30 frames a second, then we could choose 1/60th, which would be perfect. But for cinematic, we're going to use 24. Okay, next we want to run the ISO that you can see here down to 100 or 200 to try to reduce the digital noise. And we can do that because when you have low lighting conditions, you can tend to get some noise if you try to run the ISO up too high. So we're just going to use that. And next, we've got to close down the aperture because these other settings will blow out the EV, make it too bright like you see here in my diagram, behind my diagram. So what you do is you close down the aperture, but unfortunately the Mavic Mini has a fixed aperture of f2.2, so you can't do that. So what you do is apply ND filters on top of the camera. In most cases a 16 would work good in the daylight, maybe even a 32. In the evening, maybe an 8, but I don't have any, so I won't be able to do that in this case. I don't have any ND filters, but it is at sunset, so maybe I can get away with it. We'll see. Okay, so that's all there is to it. It is a little bit complicated, but now that we have all these new manual settings, it should work out pretty good. So we got a little bit of wind going on here, and we also have too high an EV value, but let's just get it up in the air to start up with. So I'm going to go ahead and start the recording. There we go. And let's go for launch. Take off.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Okay. So you can see once I got it up in the air and got away from that mat, the EV value dropped down to plus 1.7. But it's still a little bit strong, so let's go ahead and just tilt the camera down a little bit. See, there's sun aiming right at it right now. Okay, let's get it out here because there's some nasty crows around here that keep bothering me. So we'll move out here. All right, now as I tilt away from the sun, you can see that. Now another thing that they've added is manual white balance. So if you go into camera here and go to advanced, you can set that to manual, and you can actually change your temperature so you can get cool or warm. Now around 5400 is normal, but I was just going to give it a scratch more just to give it a little green effect there. Okay, so now we've got everything set. We got our 180-degree shutter rule going on. And we got our white balance, and it's all manual. So even when I go in the sun, it doesn't change anything as far as my settings. Which is what the professional camera buffs like. They like that ability. Me, I could fly on auto. But I tell you what, it makes it a lot easier in post when you're color grading if you got those fixed settings and you know what you want. So let's just stick with that. So it has about everything the Mavic has, my Mavic Pro that is. It has about everything the Mavic Pro has now, except it has 2.7K instead of the ability to do 4K, but 2.7 is really good. Well, there's the wind giving me a strong wind warning right there. But it's kind of gusty. It comes and goes. It's not a permanent thing. It's just when the sun goes under the clouds, the wind will come up, and then when it goes back out, it goes away. But we're getting a lot of strong wind warning right now. But I'm going to carry on. Let's see what's at the clubhouse here. Now also I've got my range extenders on here, which are 3D printed and have some foil stuck to them, copper foil. So that should give me better range. Now another feature they added was supposedly more stability as far as the aircraft goes, because you know the Mavic does have a tendency to bounce around a little bit in the wind, and we do have some wind, so maybe that'll help. I'm not sure. Now I think this will look a whole lot better when I turn around the other way. I'm just going out here because I want to go against the wind going out, and then coming back I'll go with the wind. Okay, there's that strong wind warning again, but remember, if I turn around it'll just blow me home, so should be okay. I've got 77 on the battery, 17 satellites. I'm out at 2,000 feet away. Now remember, before I lost it at 2,500. So I'm just trying to see if these range extenders, these reflectors, do anything. I'm still getting a strong wind warning. But you notice I'm out at 2,500 feet. Okay, now I'm in the aircraft warning zone, so I got to agree to that. All right, aircraft warning zone works. So now we've surpassed the 2,500 feet with the range extenders. And the wind warning went away, huh? Weak signal, it says. So I got further anyway. Now I'm getting that strong wind warning. So I think the signal's weak, but I could probably keep on going. I'm not going to do it though because of the wind. So let's turn around. I don't need to turn my body around. All right, let's see. There's the hill. Let me go up here. All right, what do we got? There is the hill. It says no transmission. Oh, no, it's back. All right. Let's see where we are. The weak signal. Got the weak signal again. All right, let's bring up the map. All right, I'm just going to confirm the return to home.
Go home.
All right. Oh, there it is. It's headed home. All right, let's go ahead and cancel that. It actually moved it up to 365 feet. So that's weird. So it's really up there. Let's bring it down a little bit here while we're going forward. Let's see if I can do that. Gradually bring it back down. All right. It's definitely coming down. I like to get it about 200 feet. That's because I have the return to home set to 300 feet. Okay, look at those mountains. Now that is really something. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and change the shutter speed up a little bit. Make it about 120. Now that's too much. Let's go with 100. How about 1/80th? All right. I'm hearing a lot of wind coming. So I guess I better just head back. But that's a beautiful shot with those settings. Look at that mountain. We got the wind is making it a little difficult, but trying to get that rule of thirds there. Bring it up, whoop, bring it up just a little bit. There's a pretty shot right there. Beautiful shot. Okay, I guess we better return to home because it's just getting too windy out here. I'm going to do a return to home. All right. Again, it's going to go up to 300 feet. I'm going to have to adjust that setting. That's just too much, but we'll leave it for now. Bringing the map up. Oh, there it is. I see it online for the home return.
Oh, I see it right there.
Oh yeah, there it is. That's 350 feet.
Really?
Yeah. I'll see if it stops. Yeah, it stopped. Now it should start coming down. All right. Now somebody said if I push the power button once, it'll stop beeping. I wonder if that's true. No. It does stop beeping when you hold the power button, but not when you just tap it. I'm going to have to cancel the landing because it was just too much trouble. It wasn't going to land on the spot. All right.
Oh, that's the Lily.
Oh yeah, this is the Mavic Mini. I'll just go ahead and land a little bit upwind so in case a gust comes along. Okay, convict. All right, well, it held
I
it.
seen the birds going after it and diving after it.
Oh
I
yeah,
was in the front.
that first flight, the crows attacked it up here, and I'm going to put that in the video
I
too.
told Jonathan about it. I was talking to Jonathan when I seen it. And I said, "You should see this. Birds are diving. One on one side, one on the other side, and they're diving."
I couldn't believe it either. They have a nest right in here somewhere, because they keep coming out of there and attacking my drones. There was 2 of them.
Well, they were in this
Yeah.
tree, sitting in this tree and watching it.
Yeah, that was really something. All right, I better stop the recording here. Stop that recording, and then this one, I double tap it.
Look at the clouds.
There we go.
Look at the big cloud over there.
And the Mavic Mini is a double tap. A lot of double taps going on.
That dark cloud?
Yeah, boy, the wind really came up bad. It was nice, but there's something coming. Something bad is rolling in.
Well, we're supposed to get some storms tonight.
Yeah.